Hey guys, what's up? Fan here again, and today I'm bringing you guys another video commentary. And today, what I'm going to be talking about is something that a lot of people have been asking me for. So I'm going to share my talent build on Abathur and what my thoughts are on it. Now, right now, I'm not going to do like a game playthrough of Abathur, and that's just because, there's some things that I still kind of want to keep secret in preparation for BlizzCon. But this video will show you guys, a lot of the tips and tricks that apply to Abathur and what I think about the skill build and each of his talents. So when I play Abathur, what the build that I primarily play is the Locust push build. I think that in general it just outscales the W build in a lot of different ways. Um, and obviously, it's a lot more, versatile. If you're playing with an Illidan, maybe you want to go W build, but if you're playing with really any other hero, I think Locust build is the way to go. And honestly, even if you're playing with an Illidan, Locust build is still very, very powerful. So starting off here, we're gonna take Survival Instincts on level 1. This is the one that I will always take if I'm going for a Locust pushed build, just because the 50% health on the Locust is very, very important. It makes them a lot tankier. They don't just die to like 2 or 3 auto attacks from a hero at that point, and that's something that's really important. Duration by 40% is also nice. It means you're passive body locust, which spawn every 15 seconds, you can be farther back. You can be at a fort or even at a keep, and this will make the locust actually travel far enough in lane to matter. So both of these are really nice. And I think this talent is the way to go if you're gonna go for my locust build. Envenom Nest is also okay, but overall I think Survival Instincts just provides a lot better, synergy for the build. Now at level 4, what I like to go here is Prolific Dispersal. So this reduces the cooldown of Toxic Nest by 2 seconds and adds 2 charges. So looking at Toxic Nest, it's a 10-second cooldown. You reduce that by 2 seconds, it's a 20% reduction, right? So that's actually very, very big in terms of CDR. And it's just very, very strong in terms of placing nests all over the map, which is critical for this split push build. If you place nests all over the map, not only do you get vision of your enemies, vision of objectives, you also can slow down rotations, whether by demounting them or by vow nests. And it's just really, really good. So that's basically it for the prolific dispersal. Some other tips and tricks I can show you guys with Toxic Nest is, obviously, um, the reason why you would never go Ballistos Spores is because if you have, just your Toxic Nest and your Z, that's basically global toxic nests, right? So let's see. So, my range doesn't reach the enemy fountain here in this try mode, but if I wanted to go there, obviously I would just mine somewhere, let's say right over here, wait for it to pop. This is another change this patch, by the way. It used to be right when you click the mine, this little thing would give you vision, but I don't think it gives you vision anymore. So you have to wait for the mine to pop before it gives you vision. And, all of a sudden, I can mine in their base now, right? Because I Z'd to a intermediate area location. So really, even though your range for Toxic Nest isn't technically global, with your global deep tunnel, it is. You just have to plan ahead a little bit. So there's no point of Ballista Spores. And like I said, you know, the rest of these I usually don't get. The exception is sometimes you want to get Adrenal Overload if you're going Mule at level 7 because if you're going Mule at 7, you don't have the Val Nest synergy, then you might as well take something else if you have the heroes that can really benefit from increased attack speed, such as Illidan, Raynor, etc. But generally, most of the time, I'll go with Prolific Dispersal. So level 7, most of the time I'm going to go with Val Nest. It slows movement speed by 50% for 4 seconds. Um, thinking about it, Jaina with a talent upgrade only slows heroes for 35%, right? So this is an absolutely insane amount of slow. And combined with Prolific Dispersal and you being able to place, 5 mines with I believe it should be 8-second cooldown charges on your mines. It's just so many mines on the map that cause a lot of disruption to the enemies, especially if they're trying to rotate on maps really any maps, it really messes up enemy rotations. It demounts them and slows them by 50% for 4 seconds. It's just extremely infuriating to play against. That's the enemy team, and it's really, really good for you because, you're going to make the enemy slower, you're going to make them visible, and, it's going to get you pickoffs, it's going to get you objectives because your team gets there faster. It's just a lot better than any of the other talents except Mule on a few maps. So generally this is the build I'll go here. And like I said, I was going to show you guys some tricks with W. So I already showed you guys, why I never get global, because technically you can always global anywhere. Another trick here is, on mercenary camps, if you just mine the mercenary camps, the mines don't actually explode on top of the mercenaries, I think. Or maybe I've just never put it on one, but you can see it gives you vision of this, and if you keep track of, the merc camps, you can just always know when your opponents are doing merc camps by placing mines everywhere. Another thing you can do is, let's say there's chokes like this all over every single map, right? So if I wanted to slow down a rotation with Vile Nest, obviously I would just place it like in the middle right here, because the enemy that comes through this choke will almost certainly pass through this point where my mouse cursor is, right? So want to slow down the choke up. If I want the mine to pop and slow people down, I just place it in the middle here. Now if I don't want the mine to slow people down, if all I want in that choke is vision of the choke, then what I would generally do is I would place it on the side. So I would place it either, on this side or like very, very on the side on this side. And what this does is, maybe you just want the information. Maybe this is a choke leading to your boss or your mercenary camp or protecting one of your, riskier lanes, right? Now this mine, you can see, gives you vision of this choke, and people passing through it, if they hug this wall, then yeah, they'll hit it and it'll be gone, right? But if they don't, there's a good chance they'll miss that mine, but you'll know they're rotating through, right? So mines like these are vision givers, whereas mines in the middle are rotation slowers because they'll always hit the enemy, right? So you can see it gives you vision of the path without necessarily being, destroyed by being run over, and you can kind of, these mines are kind of like mini wards in a sense, so you can think about them that way. Other than that, not much else to say about mines. Obviously, I already told you, if you want to tunnel anywhere, you have to wait for the mine to pop now before you can tunnel there. But once again, you can use mines to position yourself anywhere on the map. You just have to, place them on the map beforehand. So moving on, we're going to talk about the ultimate now. Now, I almost always go ultimate evolution. There's some monstrosity changes on this patch that I haven't tested out too much yet, but generally I think ultimate evo is just way too good right now to be skipped, because its cooldown got lowered to 50 seconds after the clone expires, right? And that's just really short. That means that you're almost always going to have this up for every single fight because, teams rarely will fight more than 50 seconds in 5v5 team fights. So you're always going to have this like every 5v5 team fight. So it's just really, really strong, and the clone is really good. And once you get Ultimate Evil, obviously you use it in team fights to fight people and whatnot, but also you can use it as an additional escape mechanism. Ultimate Evil is faster than Dig. Dig takes like... Actually, I'm not sure how fast it takes. Let's see here. Okay, so that takes about 3.5 seconds, but Ultimate Evo is actually way faster. You can see here, Ultimate Evo only takes 1 second to pop, and basically you can use it as another escape, just another kind of escape thing if you're in trouble, or you can use it normally to fight. If you know someone's about to be on you with a stun and there's no way you can dig out, you can just Evo out, call your team to your body and help you, and once your ultimate evolution expires, your team might be here to protect you. So that's another way you can use that. Not much else to say about that one. At 13, what I normally get with this build is Bombard Strain. And there's really not much to say about this one. I think Bombard Strain, the only thing that irritates me about this build is, I'll show you guys in a second here. So at 16 you get Locust Brood, obviously, in order to complement with it. And the thing that irritates me about this is looking at the projectiles, you can see after the minions die, it actually overfires projectiles, right? Like these 6 shots hit nothing, and that's 6 shots or 600% damage just wasted. And that's because of the slow rate of fire as well as the like it takes like 3 seconds for each projectile to actually reach its target. So when you think about that, like if you're wasting that many shots and each shot is 100% of your damage, this is probably not actually 67% more damage when you take into account all the damage that's being wasted. But I still think this is the best one just because it gives the long range attack, which is very valuable. You want your locusts below your minion wave, that way they survive longer and they do way more damage than the minions. So the ranged attack is very valuable, and that's kind of why you want Bombard Strain. If they ever reach like stationary targets like walls or keeps, they'll take it down extremely fast. So that's why you want that. And Locust Brood is very obvious. 45-second cooldown. I believe this used to be 60, so they might have changed this. I do not think this was 45 before this patch. Might have been wrong, but I could have sworn it was 60. But yeah, not important. That makes it even better, I guess. And at level 20, we have Locust Nest, which is also 45 seconds here. So I want to talk a little bit about the level 20 as well. I prefer Locust Nest, whereas I see a ton of different people get Hive Mind. And I just really don't like Hive Mind right now because the second hat has been nerfed. It's only 50% of your main hat's damage if you choose Hive Mind. And that's just really not, that's so much weaker than it was before it was nerfed. You went from a full powered hat on your second target to a half powered hat. That's when you think about it, that's a 50% nerf on Hivemind, and people are still choosing this, which I don't really like. I mean, first of all, you're specking full Locust build, so Locust Nest is just really good, right? It synergizes well with full Locust build, it adds more map pressure. And second of all, I can't really show you on Trimap, but once you get Locust Nest, you can like Locust Nest one lane, and then you can release your Locust Brood in like a second lane, maybe on Cursed Hollow, and then you can just go to the third lane and just use your body Locust to pressure the third lane. So that way you have Locusts in all 3 lanes pressuring, and you're just going to be able to control the map completely and completely force the enemies on the back foot in terms of map control and make it really hard for them to do anything. With this build, I feel like once I get to level 16, I scale a lot. Like I'm very confident I'll win just because I'm Abathur at level 16, and it's almost a guaranteed win at level 20 if my teammates are, pretty good and they don't die needlessly. So this build is extremely strong late game. Even if your teammates die in a battle, unless you get completely aced and the enemy team didn't lose any heroes, they can't do anything because all 3 of their lanes are pushed against them and they have to go back and defend instead of killing your buildings. So this build is extremely strong in the late game. Other than that, let's see. Talking a little bit more about Hivemind, yeah, so it got nerfed 50%. That's why I don't like taking it, and a lot of other people take it, but yeah, it's just not that good, in my opinion. And the second thing that I don't like about Hivemind is it conflicts with your ultimate evolution. If you get Hivemind, you're going to be wanting to hat the entire fight for the full benefit of the 2 hats, but the problem is you're never gonna get a chance to cast Ultimate Evo in that case, right? Or if you cast Ultimate Evo, then you're not getting any value from Hivemind for the duration of your Evo, whereas Ultimate Evo and Locust Nest will always synergize as long as you place your Locust Nest before you Evo. And Locust Nest has such a short cooldown, 45 seconds. Whenever an enemy finds it, you just put another one down. So it's always going to be up, in my opinion. So yeah, that's why I think Locust Nest is better. And I'm going to show you guys just a quick example of this. So this is the last game of Tempo Storm versus Cloud9. It's game 5 of the North America Championships. And basically there's an Abathur here, and you can see it's basically my build, which people started doing a lot after I started using it. But he's got Hivemind instead of Locust Nest, and this is, I don't like that choice like I've explained already. And looking at this is the final fight, and I just want to pay attention to how the final fight played out, right? So,
Battle going down here. We have Soldier going forward right now.
Right here, we'll look for the Abathur hat. Right here, the Abathur hat's, two targets here. This is the 100% hat, that's the 50% hat. Going through the fight, you see what Abathur does here. I counted 1 Q, 2 Qs. The Q on this one missed, right? So right now, you might as well just have one hat because this target's too far back to even, the mini hat isn't getting any value right now. Okay, so he W'd as well, right? So the mini hat is over here. So the Q missed, the W missed. So right now, basically, you still only have the value of one hat, right? Like this hat is the only one that hit anything. So this one is effectively useless. So this is like the same as not even having Hive Mind. Okay, so right here we go in, and right here, if you ultimate Evo in this spot on either of these tanks, the damage would be tremendous. The zoning potential would be like absolutely huge as well. But because he has Hive Mind, he wants to keep both the hats up, right? So he doesn't do it. And in turn, that's just completely wasting Ultimate Evo. Like, Ultimate Evo would have so much more value here than two hats would, in my opinion. And you can see here, just still looking at the hats, one tank got mod. Okay, so the other hat disappears. Okay, so he refreshed the double hats here, right? And a 1 QW. So now he gets 1 W value and 1 Q value from the second hat, which really is like no damage whatsoever, right? Because it's 50% reduced from your normal hat. And that's all the value Hive Mind has gotten in this fight. And the opportunity cost of that was he didn't have time to use Ultimate Evolution because he wanted the double hats. And you can see, okay, yeah, that's literally all the value that the double hat got from Hive Mind. So you can see in like actual battles, even at the best of the best in terms of competition, people still get Hive Mind. And if you just inspect the battles closely, I have no idea why they do it because it's just not worth it. Like the choice between Ultimate Evo and Hive Mind is a huge one, and Hive Mind's just not very good in my opinion anyway. So just wanted to show you guys that, and yeah. I think that's about it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching. If you want to see another cool analysis of the way I play Abathur, Team Liquid has made a guide, or yeah, kind of a guide on my games on Abathur. It's actually very well done. I'll link it in the video below here, and you can feel free to check that out. But other than that, thanks for watching, guys, and that's all I have for today. Make sure you follow the YouTube channel if you haven't already. I'm going to be putting out more videos soon, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.
This video is brought to you by G2A.com.